I'm lying here on the floor, waiting for an answer, for your knock at the door. You're on greener pastures, you've slipped through my hands. Still, if I had wings, I'd fly to you, but I'm only a man.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Oh, thanks a million. We're off to a good start. It's all downhill from here. I like to put my best foot forward. It's great to be here in Bishop Hill. What a beautiful little town. I never would have seen this town if not for this show. So thanks a million for inviting me. Oh, well, I'll thank her later. I wrote this song. I moved from Ireland because I was doing a lot of wedding gigs in Ireland. I was mainly playing at weddings. Ireland's a small place, as you know, and it's hard to sustain a living as a songwriter there. And I actually wasn't writing any songs, so I thought I'd move to Austin, Texas, where a lot of my favorite songwriters live. And I thought I was gonna make a go at this as a living. But writing songs is a lot harder than I thought, and when I arrived, I was terrified. I had saved up money for a couple of years and made the move, and I had a lot of sleepless nights where I would try and write songs, and I hated everything I was writing. And I considered moving back and just playing weddings again. But it all worked out. I've made the right decision. I love being a songwriter. But I started writing this song one night, maybe 4 a.m., sitting in my kitchen, and wondering if I had made the wrong decision. I was living with 2 other 20-something-year-old men, and none of us knew how to take care of ourselves or clean dishes, and it was just a tough time. And this song came out of it. It's called Feeling Indigo.
Smell here in the kitchen, and there's stains on all these walls, and the dirty dishes keep getting taller and taller and taller, and I'm rejecting all my calls. Reasons to be grateful, reasons to believe. These lists keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and I'm forgetting how to breathe. But nothing's gonna happen when you're saving all your rations, staring at a fork in the road, filled with indecision, feeding superstitions till your head explodes. You're feeling indigo. You're feeling indigo. For so long now I've been losing, 'cause I didn't know the game. Well, lately I've been studying up on the rule book. You know, so far all of the outcomes stay the same. And I was daydreaming on the freeway, and this preacher was selling it well. He said, God save those who live in comfort, while all the sinners sink into hell. And nothing's gonna happen when you're saving all your rations, staring at a fork in the road, filled with indecision, feeding superstition till your head explodes. you're feeling indigo. You're feeling indigo. And I don't wanna walk away. I'm just needing something true. When everything around is gray, but I'm not really feeling blue. I'm feeling indigo. I'm feeling indigo. Yeah, I'm feeling indigo. I'm feeling indigo.
Thank you. A lot of these songs are on an album that I put out during the pandemic called Into the Light. And I sold out of them in Canada last weekend, so I just have this album that I like less. If you'd like to buy that, you're welcome to it. But my other album is free everywhere else in the world, so you can go listen to that anyway. I made a list of songs I'm going to consult. This one's from a Scottish songwriter called David Francie. Anybody know David Francie? He's a great songwriter who I discovered during the pandemic. He lives in Canada now. And I heard this great song and I had to cover it. And Irish people have a tendency to steal Scottish people's songs and improve them. I'm not saying I've done that, but they destroyed whiskey on us, so I'm going to destroy his song. It's called Torn Screen Door.
A late summer day and my love and I went walking over hills and fields. We walked laughing and talking. We came across an old farmhouse standing broken and bare. It used to be someone's home, but now no one lives there. Through the crack in the window pane, I hear the sound of the falling rain. Another farm being left run down. Another family moved into town. Had a life that they tried to save, but the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door: nobody lives here no more. There's a red barn standing held together with nails and dust, and a tired old Massey Harris, all wires and rust, with weeds overgrown in a garden sown with care. It used to be someone's home, but now no one lives there. And through the crack in the window pane, I hear the sound of the falling rain. Another farm being left run down. Another family moved into town. They had a life that they tried to save, till the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door: nobody lives here no more. Crack in the window pane, I hear the sound of the falling rain. Another farm being left run down. Another family moved into town. Had a life that they tried to save, but the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door: nobody lives here no more. They worked their fingers to the bone with nothing left they could call their own. Packed it in under leaden skies, just the weed waving them goodbye. Had a life that they tried to save, but the banks took it all away. Hung a sign on a torn screen door, nobody lives here no more.
Thank you. Okay, this one I wrote recently. I'm not sure if it's finished yet, but it's called Blown Out Candles. There will be happy songs happening eventually.
Well, I wish I had headlights to give us some light. We'll have to stop a little early to sleep for the night. But this load feels lighter when I'm cooking for two. The smell of blown out candles makes me think about you. Well, I'm a creature of comfort, but I expect the worst. Some folks would look at how we're living and they'd say that we're cursed. But a curse is just a promise, it's a coward's taboo. The smell of blown out candles makes me think about you. And the East Coast winter made for treacherous nights. But I had a truckload of blankets and I could hold you so tight. And I'd read from the pages that I'd written for you. And then you'd blow out the candles when the pages were through. You said that all you needed was a bed and 4 wheels. But I knew that one more winter would change how you feel. And each mile we left behind were miles we couldn't undo. The smell of blown out candles makes me think about you. So I said I'd get a job and try to build us a life. When things came together, I could make you my wife. You said you couldn't bear to watch me leave this life that I knew. So now I can't light a candle without thinking about you. And then you moved across the country, I watched you drive away. 3 years into these pages and I set them all ablaze. All these songs of tandem hearts that you said you'd outgrew. The smell of blown out candles makes me think about you. Yeah, the smell of blown out candles makes me think about you. The smell of blown out candles makes me think about you.
Thank you.
6 long days, 7th day he rested. Said there's one sure way Humans can be bested, give 'em wine and song, fire and lust. When it all goes wrong, I'm the man they trust, and now you're all my own. All man together, you can sing my name, sing my praise forever. I'm God above, Lord God Almighty, Mama. Yeah, well, that's not all. I've got me a flame, and it's a swinger's ball. If you don't know my name, you think it's hot down there in July. I've got the means and the kitchen to fry, and now you're all my own. All mine together, my doubting children locked away forever. I've got above, Lord God Almighty, Mama. I made the heaven and earth, I made the stars above. Is it too much to ask for a little love? And so I tip my hat to all your creations. You can fly like birds, destroy entire nations. Go and curse my name with your last breath. If all I brought to your life was death, then now you're all my own. All mine together, all my doubting children locked away forever. I'm God above, Lord God Almighty, Mama.
Thank you. I'm doubting there is anywhere hotter than here in July. I left Texas 2 weeks ago so excited to escape the heat. And I stepped out of my car and my face almost melted off. This is crazy hot. I'm really glad. I drink a lot, and I am an Irishman, and that is stereotypical, but I tend to drink a lot when I start, and so I try not to start too often. And I wrote this song the morning after my 30th birthday. My girlfriend threw me a surprise party at one of my favorite pubs in Austin, and it was so lovely. And people tend to offer me shots of Jameson all the time because I have red hair and I speak like this. And I'm very bad at saying no to those shots. And so I blacked out at like 10 p.m. during my 30th birthday party. And my girlfriend doesn't drink, which is an interesting dynamic. And I woke up and I had forgot 10 hours of my life. And I knew I was in trouble. And my girlfriend kicked me out of the house for a few days. She didn't kick me out, but it was safer for me to leave the house for a weekend. And I ended up writing a whole record that weekend, which is not for sale here, but it is free everywhere else, like I said. And this one is the first song I wrote when I woke up, and it's called Losing Heart. And I wrote a lot of the song, but it wasn't quite finished, and one of my good friends, Jamie Harris, who maybe some of you know, she's a wonderful singer-songwriter in Nashville, we linked up and she helped me finish the song, and then we turned it into a duet. So if you want to hear the duet, which is much better than just me, her voice is amazing, it is available on the internet. And here it is, the solo version.
Well, it ain't a mystery. Why she's got nothing to say to me. I've always been a loser. But I thought that I could keep her. And I remember when we moved in, every night I'd take you dancing. Now I just spin out of control. Blacked out and all alone. And it feels like my dreams are all dying in the rubble. I keep tripping up, I can't get very far. I know there's a dozen ways of staying out of trouble. I'm just finding it hard to make a winner of this losing heart. And it's so hard to let the light in. When the morning feels like dying, it's too late to be the one she can rely on. You can't break a promise to a lover who's gone. It feels like my dreams are all dying in the rubble. I keep tripping up, I can't get very far. I know there's a dozen ways of staying out of trouble. I'm just finding it hard to make a winner of this losing heart. Well, this is not the way it was supposed to be. I still remember when you said you were in love with me. And I don't think I'll ever get that high again. Now I'm forgetting how it feels to win. 'Cause my dreams are dying in the rubble. I keep tripping up, I can't get very far. I know there's a dozen ways of staying out of trouble. I'm just finding it hard. And will I always be looking for the answers? Can we ever change who we are? If I could just stop staring at my feet through the bottle and pick my head off the bar, I'd make a winner of this losing heart.
Thank you. Gonna do another song about drinking. My friend Paul here is actually studying drinking beer, I understand. This is a important study he's doing at the minute with that Murphy's Irish Stout. And I didn't write this next song. This is from John Fulbright, and I just think it's perfect. It's called Social Skills.
Some people suffer from a social stage fright, like the world is a sniper with a bright spotlight. You can hide behind a curtain, you can hide behind a mask, or stand in the center with a highball glass. Whiskey makes it easy gets you out of your rut, loosens up the cannonball that's in your gut. But the very next morning, ain't it hard to find? You're leaving every single thing you love behind. So I'll drink this gin and I'll take these pills, just because I don't have social skills. And the whiskey burns and the wine it spills, just because I don't have social skills. Ain't it the truth? When your hands get clammy and your tongue gets fat, when you'd love to say this but instead you say that, when your heart starts pounding like to break your spine, like it wants to grow legs and find an exit sign. Have another double till the lines get blurred, till the jokes come easy and the phrase gets slurred, and everybody's happy while they're in control. Nothing ever suffers but the liver and the soul. So I'll drink this gin and I'll take these pills, just because I don't have social skills. And the whiskey burns and the wine it spills, just because I don't have social skills. Yes, I'll drink this gin and I'll take these pills, just because I don't have social skills. The pain it causes is the pain it kills, just because I don't have social skills.
It's John Fulbright. This is another song I wrote recently. Sorry? Thank you very much. I worked a while on that one. I'm thinking of calling it tuning. There we go. When I was 11 years old, my classmates and I went on a field trip to the botanical gardens in County Kildare in Ireland, and I don't remember anything about the trip, but at the end of the trip they gave everyone a small silver birch tree in a little flower pot. We all brought them home on our laps in the bus, and when we got back to our homes, we planted them in our backyards. Everybody has this silver birch tree that was in my class in school. And I grew up in a town around this size called Byrne. My dad was the local cop, and so we grew up in the police station. And the year after I planted that tree, my dad retired, and so we moved out, and I totally forgot about the tree until last August when I was home and I was visiting friends, and I'm still really close with a lot of people who were in that class, and everyone had the silver birch tree, and I remembered the school tour and when we all got it, and I was curious if my tree was still there, so I went to the police station, and it was there, and it's the tallest tree, and I realized I'd been seeing it all my life as I walked by the house, and as I drove past, I just didn't realize it was the tree I planted, and so I walked around back to see how it looked up close, and realized I planted it in the most stupid place. I planted it right in the corner of the garden, right up against a stone wall, and underneath an apple tree that came out, and so the trunk had to make this awful journey underneath the branches and around the wall, and then eventually, though, it was the tallest tree in my garden, and I thought it was funny because all my friends had perfectly straight perpendicular trees, and it was their tallest tree, and they're all doctors and lawyers and teachers and accountants, and my tree looked terrible, and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life. But somehow both trees found their way to the sun, and so when I got back to Austin, I wrote this song called Small Trees. And I still remember planting it with my mother, and sadly my mom passed away this year. I think I was supposed to be here in March, and my mother died on March 1st, and she was only 64 years old. It was a horrible time, and this is the first song I've ever written that she didn't hear, so it makes me sad. But I was dedicated to my mom. Small trees.
Do you remember those small trees they gave us at the Japanese Gardens 2001? And like beacons they stand now in our gardens at home as we venture out into the storm. Our canvas is blank, our odometer's low, our acquaintances yet to be found. And with every mistake, success and heartbreak, those roots find their way through the ground to the trees we're eternally bound. So don't dwell on your losses, don't count the days. You'll never get bigger hiding out in the shade. So lean towards the brightness, keep the darkness at bay. And if the light gets obstructed, we'll find another way. He handed me harvest, and then he jumped on a train. And I got back in the backseat alone, staring out at the clouds. Distant mountains move slow, whizzing past telephone poles. A man needs a maid, heart of gold, an old man. But the disc started skipping before I got to Alabama, but the damage was done. So I started the record once more, and I rested my head to the door. Don't dwell on your losses, don't count the days. You'll never get bigger hiding out in the shade. So lean towards the brightness, keep the darkness at bay. And if the light gets obstructed, we'll find another way. Yeah, if the light gets obstructed, we'll find another way.
Thank you. Well, thanks again for coming out and listening to someone you've never heard. I really appreciate it. This can be a tough existence, traveling around. Sometimes nobody shows up, sometimes lots of people show up, and this is a lovely time where people showed up, and it makes life a whole lot easier because it's expensive living on the road. And this is a song I wrote about trying to make a living off writing songs. It's called Feels Like Living.
landed on the runway in Chicago. Bought a coffee, then I traded it for a beer. And the connecting flight to Austin felt like nothing. I'm gonna give this place the best part of a year. And the woman at the motel is hard of hearing. She doesn't understand the way I speak. So I straighten out my accent and give her every last cent. Said I need a room to see me through the week. And I'm hungry, but the work's not coming easy. I'm tired, except for when I'm not awake. And I put on my shirt and tie, tell myself another lie. No, you're not gonna miss another lucky break. And I wake up early in the morning and fill the day with useful things to do. But the only time it ever feels like living is when I'm down beneath the surface with you. When I'm running from the ruckus, hiding from the circus, down beneath the surface with you. My show last night was wrapped up by 11. There was 11 people breathing in that air. 2 who knew my name, 2 just watched the game. 7 drowning sorrow with despair. These Sunday nights are breaking me so slowly, chasing down that runaway thrill. Sometimes trying to play the game feels like trying to find a vein. I'm sick and tired of pushing water up this hill. But still I'll wake up early every morning, and I'll fill the day with useful things to do. The only time it ever feels like living is when I'm down beneath the surface with you. When I'm running from the ruckus, hiding from the circus, down beneath the surface with you. When I'm running from the ruckus, I'm hiding from the circus. When I'm down beneath the surface with you.
Thank you. I'm actually a very happy person, and I do love playing music and driving around. It's just easier to write sad songs. Every time I send a song to my dad, he's like, does this one have a beat to it? Is it going to be fun? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. And I sent him that song, and he just texts back saying, please stop sending me sad songs. Which hurt me immensely, and I tried to write the happiest song I could just to show him how bad that would be. I sat down with my guitar and tried to find the most annoying, catchy riff on the guitar that I could, and I thought I found it, and I kept writing, and then after 2 hours of writing, I actually really liked the song, so I have to thank my dad for this one. And it's called Capsize.
It's 1:30, it's midday sun, it's let's just get away, it's a midweek holiday, it's a case of wine, name your place and time, it's not security, it's not stability, I don't have money, no place, no plan, but it's better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize, it's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all. I'm easy, I'm slow, I can be lazy, I know, but I'm right where I want to be, so spare me the third degree, I'm the ripple in your drink, I'm a smile that's out of sync, I'm the rainbow at your funeral, I speak in Roman numerals, I'm almost inconsumable, my parachute's on fire, but it's better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize, it's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all. But you know, like I know, I'm the bottom of the pyramid, I'm socially inhibited, I'm headstrong, but it's a heavy load when the wolves are at the door. But it's better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize, it's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all, it's so much better than a smooth ride, better than waiting for low tide, better than watching from ringside, better than taking the fall, better than missing every sunrise, trying not to capsize, it's better than a compromise, better than nothing at all, better than nothing at all, better than nothing at all.
Thank you. Everyone doing okay? Everyone hanging in there? Some of you. Okay. Almost finished. Is it John Bryan from Illinois? I might do a John Prine song for you then. Massive John Prine fan, and I never saw him until 2020. I saw him in January of 2020. I was playing on the same festival and got to see him, and it was magical. And I'm really lucky I got to see him because, you know, a couple of months later and he was gone. And it might have been his last show, definitely his last show in the States. But I was always a huge fan of this song. I first heard this song from an Irishman. I can't even remember his name. He released it as like a country song in Ireland. I didn't know who John Prine was at the time. But it's one of my favourite songs. I might take a little bit more guitar for this one, John, if that's all right. Thanks for the great sound, by the way. It sounds so good in here.
Come home late and you come home early. You come home bigger when you're feeling small. You come home straight, then you come home curly. And sometimes you don't come home at all. What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. And I've got a heart that burns with a fever. I've got a tired and a jealous mind. How can a love that'll last forever get left so far behind? What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Well, it's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow to cross the evil line today. How can you ask about tomorrow when you ain't got one word to say? What in the world's come over you? If you know the words, you can sing along. What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Yeah, what in the world has come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run.
Thank you. Was he from Chicago or? Yeah? Oh. Oh, really? He's an honorary Irishman as well. He kind of spent a lot of his time there, didn't he? His wife Fiona was from Galway.
African called Hannibal, rock it, roll it, send it down the avenue, went out to see the Roman Empire fall. 2,000 elephants in gold chainmail, take it, shake it, make it what you wanna be. Then Roman legionnaires, they hit the trail. The world is what you make it. The world is what you make it, baby. The world is what you make it. When Cleopatra ruled in Egypt's land, jump down, turn around, look at what the monkey do. He went to find herself a muddy man. In come Antonio from Italy, haul it, ball it, drag it up the pyramid. He never knew how hot a girl could be. I'm telling you, the world is what you make it. The world is what you make it, baby. The world is what you make it. Don't start to hit me with your no-can-dos, bluesing, losing, working up an attitude. Clean up the windows, let the sun shine through. There ain't no happy time without no pain. Heartbreak, new date, and move on up the alleyway. Pick up the pieces, hit the road again. The world is what you make it. The world is what you make it, baby. The world is what you make it.
My accent gets me into trouble, and sometimes, more times than is acceptable, people thought I was saying the world will see you naked there. It's not that. But if you feel like singing along, help me out now.
The world is what you make it. The world is what you make it, baby. The world is what you make it.
Oh yeah. One more time, let's try a little bit louder.
The world is, yeah. The world is what you make it, baby. The world is what you make it.
All right, let's blow the roof off with this part.
Da 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 da. Hey, hey, hey. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Hey, hey, hey. La da 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 da. Oh, the world is what you make it. The world is what you make it, baby. The world will see you naked.
Thank you. Like I said earlier, when I moved here, I hadn't written any songs. And I had gone maybe 2 or 3 weeks sitting in a house in Texas without finishing anything and going through a lot of mental turmoil. And then at a certain point, I realized I was away from Ireland longer than any time I'd ever been away from Ireland, and I was getting very homesick because I was by myself over here and was overcome with a lot of gratitude for the place where I grew up. Like I said, it's a small village, maybe a little bit bigger than here, but not much. And I was raised by a village and everybody knew everybody, which sometimes is not the best thing, but overall I'm really glad I grew up in that kind of place. I spent a lot of time outside with my friends, and I just consider I love being an Irishman in America. So I wrote this love letter to home, and the town I'm from is a little village called Byrne in County Carlow in the southeast of Ireland. It's on the foothills of Mount Leinster. And as you're driving up the mountain, there's a townsland called Killedmond. One of my best friends lived there, and I spent a lot of time at his house when I was growing up. So this song's called Hills of Killedmond. It's kind of an immigrant song. If I can get it in tune.
Drink from the cool red river, tie back your hair. Jump up from behind the tall grass and give me a scare. Always on my mind, pictures from the mountainside, rolling through the hills of Killedmond. Do you remember when we built that little tree house without hammers or nails? And as soon as the heavens opened, the little tree house failed. Always on my mind, memories from the mountainside, rolling through the hills of Killedmond. And it took me a while, but now I can see that the people around made a difference in me. You gave me life, and you watched me grow, and you taught me the things I needed to know. Now I'm sailing away to be free, but the place where I'm from still lives within me. I just needed some time to be by myself, to stop following dreams meant for somebody else. When this hard life starts to take its toll, well, then I'll know the place where I wanna grow old. When I find the one to have and to hold, when I'm settling down, I wanna go home. To the hills of Killedmond.
Thank you. Okay, well, I got a couple songs left, and thanks again for sticking it out with me here. My name's Pat Byrne, and if you'd like to buy the limited merch I have left, I'll be hanging out over there. I'd love to say hello. And I'm going to do a song I wrote after I met my girlfriend's parents. I'd been seeing my girlfriend for about a year at this stage, and I was head over heels in love. Still am head over heels in love. And I'd never been this serious about a girl before. And her parents wanted to meet me, and I was very nervous about that. She's an Italian-American woman from New Jersey, and we were halfway through watching Sopranos for the third time. And I knew what could go wrong, you know. And I was extremely nervous as well because I'm a musician, and, you know, I think a musician is the last thing parents want to see showing up at their door, a broke musician at that. So I knew I wasn't going to be blowing their minds or anything, and I thought, how am I going to impress these people? I have to try and make a good impression because I love this woman, and the only thing I can do is play music, so I booked a gig in Asbury Park. I'm a massive Springsteen fan, and I booked a gig at the Saint in Asbury Park. Somehow they let me book the place, and I got excited. I was like, okay, maybe if I put on a great show at the Saint, her parents will welcome me with open arms. Didn't go to plan. We arrived in New Jersey after driving for 3 days, and not a single person bought a ticket to come see me. I don't know why I was expecting anything different. I'd never been to New Jersey before, but I was really disappointed. Nobody came except for her parents. And they sat up the front, and I sang for 2 hours about alcoholism and depression, and it could be the worst possible way I could have met them, actually. It was horrible. I was sweating even more than I'm sweating now, and it was going all over their face. I could see them wiping it off their foreheads. But they were lovely to me afterwards. They're lovely people, and we get on really well. But before I left the venue, her dad pulled me aside and said, look, you got precious cargo. You better shape up. And that jolted me a bit. And when I got back to Austin, I wrote this song for her called Precious Cargo. So I got to thank her dad for this one.
My load was oh so light. The road was long and I traveled day and night. My feet were strong and I'd walk through fire and ice, searching for you. When I found you, I was scared. The road disappeared and I felt so unprepared. My strengths were down and your words sounded just like a prayer. and they went right through me. You took my hand, walked me out to see the sun. I've been on this road forever, but my journey's just begun. Empty vessels disappear out on the sea, but I've got precious cargo, and I'm keeping it with me. And now when things don't go so well, when spirits fracture and tempers start to swell, I know she loves me and I love her as well. Things'll be okay in the morning, 'cause when treasure comes your way, you grip it tight through blizzards and hurricanes. And in the dead of night, when your demons keep you awake, she'll pacify your burdens. I didn't have much in my pocket, and what was left soon disappeared. I spent it all in taverns, chasing whiskey down with beer, gambling and wagering and looking for a fix. But now I've got precious cargo, and I'm not taking risks. United, we're connected, we're a pair. Happiness is only real when it's shared. So take the lead and I'll follow you anywhere, if you'll let me. So let me take your hand, we'll cast our shadows in the sun. We've been on this road forever, but our journey's just begun. I give to you my everything, but be careful what you do, 'cause I've got precious cargo, and now honey, so do you. Honey, so do you.
Thank you. Thanks again. I'm going to leave you with this old Irish song. Well, actually, it's a Scottish song, but we stole this one as well. And just to lighten the mood before I leave, I'm going to do this one, which is traditionally sung at funerals in Ireland. But it's from the point of view of the happiest person at the funeral, which is the corpse. And it's from their perspective as if they could ascend out of the coffin and say goodbye to everyone themselves. And I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called The Parting Glass, written by Scotland's national poet Robert Burns. That's the first line.
of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and of all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me a parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. If I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town who surely has me heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has me heart enthralled. So fill to me a parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they are sorry for my going away. And of all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and that you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Good night and joy be to you all.
Thank you very much. Good night. Hope to see you again. Thanks to Joe and all the team for having me. Really appreciate it.